What is going on, guys? Welcome back to this week's Buzzfeed test. Now, a ton of you guys have been suggesting that I do the 8 game day appetizers for like months, ever since this video has come out. But there's been a couple problems. Number one, I've done the pigs in a pretzel blanket, I've done the pizza bombs, I've done like, I think 4 out of the 8, honestly. And number two, it's never really been game day for me until now. See, down there, those are the Yankees.
And they just did something.
I don't know what happened, but everyone just got loud. This is Drunk Ryan. This is Drunk Lindsay. Say hello. So today I am trying out 3 of the 4 recipes that I have not tried yet, but I'm hoping this is going to be a good episode for you guys. I got a game to watch in the meantime, but I hope you guys enjoy, so let's get right into it. So for the first course today, we're going to be making these pull-apart garlic rolls. These seem super quick, simple, easy. What you're gonna need is some refrigerated biscuit dough, a stick of butter, some garlic powder, parsley, and shredded mozzarella. Now, in some past videos, some of you guys give me a hard time about buying pre-shredded cheese because they load it up with these chemicals so the cheese doesn't stick together, I guess. So I'm not gonna be lazy today. I shredded about half of that original block because all you need is about 1 cup of this. I put that all off to the side for now though, and then just popped open my can of biscuits and cut them into thirds because I think my biscuits are a little bit smaller than the ones that Buzzfeed used. Now you just have to pop all those biscuits into a bowl along with 3 tablespoons of melted butter, a half teaspoon of your garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of parsley, and 1 cup of that shredded mozzarella. Like I said before, this is a super simple recipe to do that would be a perfect first course if it ends up coming out good. So once that's all mixed up, all you have to do now is fill your little muffin tray with your pieces of dough. The only problem was it was really hot in my house and the dough kind of like stuck together, but they're looking good, so I popped it into a 375-degree oven for about 15 minutes. And although they didn't rise as much as I was hoping, they actually don't look half bad. They also came out of the pan nice and easy, so let's give them a try. I do like the overall look of them, I have to say. They're like nice and browned around the bottom. They're kind of small though. I'm sure you can make a bigger version of these in like a cupcake tray if you wanted to. Now, when you load something with butter, garlic, and cheese, obviously it's not gonna taste bad, but they're kinda on the dense side, which is why I was hoping that they would puff up a little bit more and become a little bit lighter. But they're not bad overall, so I'll give them a 5.6 out of 10. For course number 2, we're gonna be making some deep fried deviled eggs, which I did think were a little strange looking when I first saw them a few months ago, but we're trying them out. Grab yourself some hot sauce, mayonnaise and yellow mustard, relish, panko breadcrumbs, 6 hard-boiled eggs, some paprika, and some salt and pepper. And oh yeah, these are fried, so do I have to even mention what else we need? First, begin by taking all the shells off of your hard-boiled eggs. Now, the easiest method for me was always to crack the bottom or top where that little air bubble was, and then just pull the shell down the sides, and I did have some trouble with one of them, but they came off pretty easy. Next up, you just want to carefully chop each one of those in half, put the whites off to the side, and then carefully remove all of the yolks out of the middle. I always thought there was a strange green tinge around the outside of the yolk when you boil eggs like this, but I just hope that's normal. Just add to your yolks a few tablespoons of mayonnaise, a tablespoon of relish, 1 tablespoon of mustard, and then a half teaspoon of hot sauce. If you haven't already guessed, I'm doing half of what Tasty did in their video. They did a dozen eggs and I'm doing 6. And I actually let that set in the fridge a little bit while I worked on my egg whites. My favorite part of any video that requires it. We are gonna dip these eggs into some flour, some more eggs, and then some panko breadcrumbs. I'm sure you guys aren't tired of watching me do this. Oh no. Just when you thought we've egged and breaded everything possible, we're egging and breading actual eggs, so exception for you. Lastly, you have to drop those into some hot vegetable or canola oil and let them cook down for a few minutes, flipping them throughout. Yada yada yada, I don't know how many times I've explained this process. And after you've removed them and let that oil strain off, all you have to do now is pipe each one of those eggs with your yolk mixture. And these actually turned out looking pretty good, surprisingly, so let's try. I will admit that I'm rather proud of this plating, even though my whole house smells like eggs right now, but you know. My brain is confused. The filling is great. That's the best part, in my opinion. I don't know how I feel about warm eggs with the cold filling on top. Usually deviled eggs are always served cold, which is why this is probably so weird to me. But overall, it's not bad. Again, there's a good crunch on the egg. Maybe I'm just not used to it. So I'll give them a 7 out of 10. And last but not least today, we have these garlic Parmesan potato wedges. Another nice and simple recipe to round out this video. I just gave the potatoes a quick rinse in the sink and chopped them into wedges. A couple of these were a little bit oddly shaped, but I did the best I could when cutting them. But once I got the wedges all cut up, I just threw them into a bowl along with a few tablespoons of olive oil and then a half cup of Parmesan cheese, which if this seems like a lot, it is. I don't think it needs that much at all. Either way, I gave those a quick toss, and then you have to work on the dry rub. In a separate bowl, I added some salt, some Italian seasoning, garlic powder, paprika, mixed those 4 ingredients together, and then topped that over my potatoes. All you have to do now is line your wedges on a cookie tray along with some aluminum foil, and then in a 400-degree oven for 40 minutes, just bake those off until they become nice and brown. I just now noticed that my camera was all messed up during the last taste test. My apologies, it's fixed now. But here are our garlic Parmesan wedges. They kind of remind me of those potatoes that you can get from KFC. Hopefully they'll taste a little bit better though. I kind of wish I saved half of these to fry in the oil I used for the last recipe because they're a little bit dried out, not gonna lie. That's always my fear whenever I'm baking something like this in such a hot oven. The flavor is not bad though, I'll give it that. I think with some ketchup or ranch dressing or something, these would get a considerable upgrade. But as they are, I gotta give them like a 4 out of 10. Sorry, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. If you did, smash a thumbs up on this. How many should we try to get?
200,000.
200,000?
Yeah.
That's more views than I'll even get ever in my life.
Okay, then 20,000.
20,000? Okay, let's be realistic. Let's try to get 4,520.
Okay.
Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Send me pictures if you guys try to do any of these recipes, and if you want me to try anything else that I've never tried yet, let me know down in the comments. Other than that, have an absolutely awesome rest of your week, and I'll see you right back here for next week's video. A couple of these were a little bit oddly shaped. What the hell?
Peace! Peace!
Say goodbye, everyone. Everyone has 10 seconds to say goodbye. 3, 2, 1, go. Say goodbye, say goodbye.
Bye!
Say bye, say bye, say bye.
Bye! Say peace!
Chris, help each other.
This is a mess.
This is
Goodbye.
disgusting.